Happy Easter, everybody! How are you guys doing today? I hope all is well. Did you guys get a visit from the Easter Bunny? I sure did. Ta-da! It's such a fun time for Easter. Spring is here. Everything's coming alive. The warm weather's coming back. I know we're probably due for one more last hurrah snowstorm, but such is life. Either way, it's been a long time since we've seen a lot of green for most people. The rest of us, it's just another day in the life, right? Especially in the South. But I wanted to share a story that I heard a long time ago, and I just wanted to share it in the spirit of Easter. The story is about a Sunday school class, and about a week ago, let's say, there was a particular Sunday school class for the littler children, and the teacher said, I would like you guys to take home a bunch of Easter eggs, and I want you to put something in it that reminds you of Easter, and then you can share it with the class. So the next week, one particular kid came back and he said, when I think of Easter, I think of all the candy that comes out, because it's so yummy and it just makes me so glad that it's Easter, right? So then the second kid got up and said, Easter time makes me think about toys, because I get some wonderful toys from the Easter Bunny, and it's so exciting that I'm so happy for Easter. Then the third kid got up and said, when I think of Easter, I think about all the green grass and all the wonderful things, because life is in the air now, and it's been a long, cold, lonely winter, but things are coming afresh. The grass is growing, the leaves are going green, baby giraffes are being born, April showers are bringing Mayflowers, and it's just a happy time. Then the last kid got up. He said, when I think of Easter, and he opened his egg, and there was nothing. There's nothing in it. And the teacher was like, "Aw, poor kid," and she was just about to save him, right? But he said, when I think of Easter, I think of the empty tomb. When Christ was crucified, right? He suffered through that whole ordeal. It was a long ordeal. If you haven't yet heard the story, you need to look it up, because it's a pretty important story, right? But the story, we all look at the story of Easter and all the horrific things he did for us, which was great. I am grateful for all the things that the Lord has done for us. And the example that he taught through his words and through his actions. But we look at that sacrifice, right? And a lot of people wear around that cross to remember all the sacrifice he gave, which was great. But more important than the suffering itself, I think, is the fact that through all that, he was able to come back to life, right? He has immortal life. He came back. He lives. That he still lives to this day. That he's not just a dead body lying around, but he overcame death. And because of him, we can overcome death too. Right? We can become like Heavenly Father. I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man cometh to the Father but by me. And Christ showed us how. He came down and he showed us how. And it's interesting that we look at things on this earth and say, we look at all the possessions on this earth, right? But remember, everything on this earth, when the Lord created the heavens and earth, right? He said specifically that everything was created for the benefit of man, right? So that they can look and remember who is the Lord. Everything was created. And sometimes we go through life and we think about all the possessions that we have, right? We have all these things. We have cars and we have houses and we have whatever. And they're all mine. And we're on this trip to get as much as we can. But it reminds me of another little analogy that I heard about. Imagine you're on the shopping spree, right? And you're going through life. You get this shopping spree. It's like a 2-hour shopping spree at the mall. And you're able to get as much as you want, right? 2 hours. So you get your shopping cart and they say, ready, set, go. So you're running around the mall, right? You're getting shoes. You're getting clothes, not just regular clothes, but you're getting designer clothes. Does it fit? Doesn't matter. Just throw 7 of them in there because we'll figure it out later and we'll give away the rest that we can't use, right? And we're throwing in TVs. We're throwing in sports equipment, right? All this stuff. And it's amazing. And we just got this whole train of shopping carts full of crap that we're filling up. And through all that, and then the 2 hours are up, and you ring the buzzer, bing, all right, 2 hours are up. So you're like, here it is, all my stuff, it's so great. I'm going to get all this stuff. And then at the whatever, the lady says, oh, I'm sorry, you misunderstood. You don't get what's in the carts. All you get is what's in your head and what's in your heart. But thank you. Try again next time. How would you feel? At the same time, we go through our entire lives, right? Working so hard to get all these possessions, and we need to have the best cars. We need to have the coolest house. We need to have, right? I'm a Star Wars fan. I have to have the latest Star Wars stuff, right? And then we realize, you know what? When it comes down to it, at the end of this life, it's not about what you have, because when you die, none of it comes with you. Death unloads all those shopping carts, right? So when it comes down to it, what is important? What are the 3 things you can take with you after this life? Your memories, your experiences, your relationships, and your character. I guess memories and your experiences are kind of in the same boat. So your experiences, your relationships, right? We believe in eternal families, and your character, who you are, the kind of person you are, and that's it. So if we want to look at what's important, what is important, not those things, because they're temporary and they don't last very long. They'll last for, the 60, 70 years that we're here, but after that, then what? We have to look at the bigger picture. And so I want to encourage you to look at the bigger picture and remember that the empty tomb, why is the tomb empty? Because Christ rose again. And why did he rise again? All that stuff. Sure, it's important that he died on the cross. It's important that he went through the Garden of Gethsemane and that he suffered through the hands of all those priests and soldiers along the way, right? And that's important to remember, because you got to remember how we got to this point. But then you look at that point and say, okay, we have an empty tomb. What is that? Why is that important? Because Christ rose again, and we can rise again too. We can overcome death, and we can return to the presence of our Heavenly Father. So I want to encourage you to remember the things that are important and celebrate. This is a fun time. It's a happy occasion. Let's not bicker and argue about who killed who, right? Doesn't matter. What matters is your relationship with the Lord. Because when this is over, what do you have left? Something to think about. All right. So have fun. Happy Easter. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.